Hello, artists. In the last video, we covered how image adjustments can help us enhance the brightness, the contrast, the clarity, and even the colors that we're trying to play around with in our album covers. So here, you can see I tried to exchange the sort of grayscale drab vibe for the sort of like underground club that I'm looking for. More importantly, I want both of those separate images, the brick wall and the foreground, to look like they are one and always were one image, right? So to do that, I needed to find a level of uniformity. I pushed them both in color adjustments to ensure that I could get a sort of cool, literally a cooler color between the two. That vibe now means the back is kind of a cool purple blue, the same for myself. Plus, I added a turntable. Now, if you're asking how that happened, same tools we've already used. I found an image of a turntable, cleaned it up with the eraser tool, then used free transform to adjust it so it was level with my elbow and my hand. Then notice this. I took my layer myself and I bumped down the opacity. Opacity is the opposite of transparency. So instead of see-through, think solid. If I bring down that solid character, well, now all of a sudden I can see this ghostly specter of myself. More importantly, I can see through myself to the turntable. So I selected the turntable layer then, and I used the eraser tool and I erased the silhouette of my hand. So it looked like my hand was now in the foreground and manipulating the turntable. Now, the important point I'm trying to make here is that, like, there was countless ways to do that. I could even cut off my hand, duplicated the layer, put another one on top. The point is that if you know your tools, say your eraser tool, your adjustments, your levels, your layers, basically you know more and more ingredients to arrive at the same recipe. So if you can creatively use the tools you know to get from point A to B and get the image and the look you want, it's valid. So play around. Now, I want to focus on giving my album a title, which is a requirement. So I'm going to select my color, use the type tool, which you can see here, this T, click, it'll automatically create a new layer, and I'm going to type my last name. Bunch of things I don't like about that. For one, it's huge. Well, I can change the size of my fonts right here. I can make it super tiny or actually readable. And of course, like all layers, I can go to Edit, Free Transform, hold Shift, and alter the scale. So I change the size, but not the actual shape. Right? Next, color isn't controlled with the color picker down there. Fonts types are controlled up here. So that's the red I was looking for. And I realized it's crappy. So I'm going to go back to that white. And lastly, I want to find a font that fits. And right now, this looks like it's a font you would find in a New Yorker newspaper, okay? So instead, let's go here. This is where I control fonts. And I got a lot of options. A lot of them just won't work for me for obvious reasons. They look too drab. All right? But I can control and select my own. Even if something isn't here, I could do a search right here and find out there is no neon, but I just want something slick right now. So make use of this little resource. Go to the font or Font Squirrel, a treasure trove of free types and fonts, and do some hunting. If I click neon, I'm getting options. I could even just click distressed, like that in my search bar. Ooh, I'm going to go with Sacramende Distressed. I'm going to download it. And when it jumps to my computer right here, this is what I want to look for, all right? In my downloads folder, I want to be able to extract this and have that folder waiting for me because I'm going to have to drop it in Photopea. So here, let's go back to Photopea. I go to Load Font, Sacramende Distressed, and now it's in there. So if I go to Sacramende, bam. Now, with the free transform tool, I've got the size and the look that I want for my title.